Hello everyone. I am Vaishali Shevale from Department of Computer Science. I am over here to teach cyber security here at the module 4. Consider the first chapter. The name of the chapter is Security Architecture and Models. In this chapter, I am going to cover the topic that is designing secure operating system. Now, before considering what exactly operating system and all, let us consider the name of the chapter in detail, that means security architecture and models. Now there are two fundamental concepts in computer, that is guarding the security, and it is called as security architecture and model. Now I can say that security model is same as the blueprint which will tell us how the security is implemented, and the architecture will exactly follow this blueprint. The basic objective of session is design a secure operating system. Now consider what is an operating system. Operating system is a very basic computer system. It acts as the interface between computer hardware components and user. So it is the interface between user of the computer and hardware components. It controls the use of hardware among various applications and user. I have shown that in the diagram below. See, you can see over there, operating system is acting as a interface between hardware and end user. Now, as you know, hardware is nothing but the electronic circuitry used to build the computer. So you can have the various devices like CPU, you can have memory, hard drive can be there. There are various types of operating systems, like you can Windows or Linux, Apple OS, like that. So, according to the diagram, operating system acting as the interface between computer hardware and user. I can say that operating system acts as a resource allocator. Now, what do you mean by resources? So, operating system or any running program requires various resources like CPU, use time, IO devices, memory, etc. Now, whatever resources are required, so operating system will manage all those resources. And if there are various requests for given resource, so operating system will decide between conflicting for efficient and fair resource. Now, before any program use the resource, it must ask for the resource. That means I can say that it must request for that particular resource. Once the request is done, so if that resource is available, then operating system allocate that resource to one user. So operating system dot acts as a resource allocator. Then next is operating system can also act as a control program. Now what it is controlling? It controls the execution of programs for preventing errors and improper use of the computer. It controls, in short, I can say that operating system controls overall operations computer. Here I have mentioned various functions of the operating system in a summarized way. So consider various operations like process management, memory management, you have job accounting, networking, file management. So we will consider each and every function. Consider the first one, that is process management. Now what do you mean by a process? So process is nothing but program in execution, and program is nothing but set of instructions that we give the computer. Now process, as I told, is the program in execution. There are various states of the processes, like it can be, actually it will be in a ready state, then new, ready, then running. Because of some reasons, if the process is to be aborted, so that can be the case. So in process management, a function of operating system, it will create the process, it will assign. Now as we have seen that operating system various resources, so process will also require various resources. So allocation of various resources users, that can come under that. Then various attributes are regarding the processes that are stored in the process control block. That comes under process management. Next concept or next function is regarding the memory management. Now, as you know, memory is used for storage purpose. Memory is a large array of uh, bytes, and each memory has, each of the block or array has a separate or unique memory address. There are various types of memory, like I can categorize them into three basic types, that is main memory or primary memory. Then you have secondary memory and cache memory. So operating system will store accordingly. So basically everything is stored in main memory. If it is not sufficient, then you will may need secondary storage devices. Next function is regarding the file management. So under file management, operating system performs the function like creation of the file. Now you must have created files in various applications like in Word or Excel or any other operating system, any other software. So creation of the file, deletion, then again regarding the file, there are various attributes, name of the file, have its extension, then date and time of creation, like that. So operating system take care of all these things. Sometimes you may want to copy the file. These are the various functions that will come under file management. Then you have next is a device management. So now device, as I told you that running program requires various IO devices for completing its task. So what comes under device management? For example, if some devices a particular program needs, so allocation of those devices, and once the work of that program is over for that particular device, so deallocation of that device, right? So I can say that allocation and deallocation of the devices. Then operating system also maintain the state or status of every device. So the status can be whether it is busy or whether it is idle. So obviously when the particular device is idle, so at that time what will happen? That device will be allocated to particular program. If the device is busy, so operating system will, since the program has to wait for the device to get free, right? Then job accounting is another function. We have already discussed about secondary storage management. So because sometimes it is not sufficient that primary memory is sufficient. So secondary storage devices, like you can have pen drives, you can have CDs, external hard disk, I can say, that you can use for storage purpose. Process management we have already. Another important thing is security. Security is the very basic issue. So operating because viruses can attack or there can be various threats. So operating system will take care of keeping your data and program secured so that it will be protected against malicious attacks. Then you also in prepares a good coordination in other software and you, right? So I hope that all the functions of operating system that just now I have mentioned are clear to you. So now we will move on to the next topic, that is operating system security. So basically security is providing a protection system to all computer resources. Just now we have seen there are various computer systems like you have time, IO devices, memory. So the information security is made up of various attributes. Those are availability, integrity, and confidentiality. Now, what do you mean by this? We have seen these terms many times. So, your data should be available at all the time whenever user requires that. So, it should not happen that means I can say that prevention of loss of access to the resources and data. Then integrity. It should be the prevention of unauthorized modification of data. Unauthorized people should not modify your data because what will happen? Your original data will be lost. And confidentiality, there are various confidential data in, so that data should not be leaked, or it should not be, means disclosure of confidential data should not be there. Consider the next term, that is authentic. So proving the identity of computer system, that is nothing but authentic. There are various ways by which you can achieve the authentication. So these I have mentioned them over here. So these are username or password, user card or key, and then you have user attribute. So as you know, username or passwords. Well, for you, means for your authentication purpose, must enter your username and password. If fail to give proper username and password, so it means what, are not you are not an authenticated person, right? Next is user card or key. So user may punch his card in the card slot, or he may enter the key. So it can be, he can be authenticated. Then, as you know, fingerprints are being used everywhere nowadays. These are the various user attributes which will be helpful for authenticating particular user. You can give the fingerprint or eye retina pattern can be there. So this way you can authenticate the user. Consider the next term, that is the access control. So it will specify who may have access of the resource, right? So just now we had seen what are the different types of resources. So this access control will specify who. Who means that will be obviously the authorized or authenticated person. So who may have access of the resource and the type of access that is permitted of the instance. So access control will specify that. Now we will move on to the next topic, that is operating system security. So as we have that security is a very important issue that is to be covered, because if unauthorized user has the access to your data, then your data will be uh, you will lose your data, right? So you will, all your data will be destroyed, and it may happen, some disaster may occur. So you have to be alert, and there are various basic steps which are used for securing the operating system. I have mentioned that. So what is the first step? What you have to do is install and patch the operating system. Next is how to remove unnecessary services, applications, etc. Many times user has the habit of installing unnecessary apps or unnecessary services. They are there installed in your system, but you never may use them. Years and years they are in your computer, but you are never using them. So it may happen that unknowingly through them virus attack can come and your system will not be secure. So you simply have to unnecessary apps. Next, what you have to do, configure the users group and permission. You have to create users and their groups, and you have to set proper permissions of them. So there are various types of permissions, like you have read, write, and execute permission. So you have to properly think over and set the permission properly. And last one is install and configure additional security controls. So you can have various controls, like you can have antivirus that you can install. You know, various antivirus softwares are there, like you can have quick kill, then firewall you can install. The last module we had seen the concept of firewalls and various types of firewalls. So you can have host based firewall and intrusion detections if it is required, right? So IDS and IPS we have already seen. So you can install all these security measures. So today we have seen what is an operating system, what are its functions, what exactly operating system does, and what are the various ways for designing the secure operating system. Thank you.